Well guys, here we go again. She's done it again. I've never seen anyone who likes to vacuum as much as she does. Instead of plugging it in a closer receptacle, she just keeps going till the cord won't go anymore. Now, it will not recoil. I think she ought to be the one to fix it, but you know how that goes. So this is how you fix it. The only tools you're going to need is a really big screwdriver and a rubber mallet. I guess you could use a regular one. This thing's plastic and I don't want to break it. All right, you take it and you gotta flip it on its side. And you're gonna take your big screwdriver. So this trim piece just slides up and down the grooves. Be difficult, right? Okay, what keeps this in is these little tiny, 4 little tiny holes. Okay, and that's what keeps this thing in. It's just, you're supposed to do this upside down. It comes apart right like that. It's a whole lot harder to put back together than it was to take apart. So right here is the spool that it goes on. See, it's all going to spool back onto that once you get it broke free here. You want to watch your fingers. Okay, you want to mark this. This is 2 black wires, 3 black wires, and 2 white wires. Okay, and you can go ahead. You gotta be real careful that you don't tear anything up. But this one here is the problem. And then this comes right loose, but this spade connection goes into that. But be very careful of this tab. You screw this tab up right there. But I don't know if this is showing up or not, but there should be a gap right there. As you can see there, I can't even get a fingernail in there right now, and that's because it's pulled out too far. So never pull your cord all the way out. You need to work it back and forth. Work this back and forth until you can get that jam, until you can get it unjammed, and then you'll start to feel it let go. And see, there's a ratcheting action. See? That ratchet gets jammed up when you pull it out. There's a ratchet in there, and when you pull it out too far, it gets jammed up. So if you pull it out too far, you're going to jam it. It's that ratchet that locks it is the problem. There you go. Now to reassemble, remember this was the top, or that was the bottom rather. And it's going to go in here. It's going to go in here like this. And you're going to have to lift the whole thing up. You got to get that suction piece. Right over it. And you got to get it in those grooves. And then you have to line that up with that. But when you lift it up, that's when you're going to have to get this piece back in place. You really need 5 sets of hands. And there's some taps, clips on that motor. And then you're going to put that one back in there. That one's there. This one here. Just like that. Make sure we're lined up with your HEPA filter there. All right. All the way down, all the way down. Since she broke it and I had to fix it, she can come clean it up. It's amazing how dirty it gets in the inside, even with a HEPA filter on it. Cord recoiler, I don't know what it's called. It's just like a ratchet, and there's a dogs in there that have a spring on them, and when they get jammed up, you just have to get a little bit of slack in there so the spring can pull it in there so you can get to the next gear. Make sure you reattach your 4 sets of wires. That one has 2, this one has 3. This has 2, this has 1, okay? And it gets all the power out of that cord. And it's pretty cool. There's 2 copper strips in there with 2 contactors, just like in your alternator, that provides the electricity for the whole unit. Now, make sure you get it all lined up. The hardest part is going to be getting this piece back in its keeper. How can a cord get so tangled up so fast? And so it's got these grooves that these wings have got to slide into these grooves. And you got to get so when you go to reassemble it, come on, let go. There's 2 little openings there that these 2 tabs are going to match into. So you got to have a little bit of slack here. I'm going to have to tilt it up and fight with it till it wants to get into those. So if you shut that lid, you can get it in there a little bit better. All right, don't let it come apart. Now you're going to have to open that lid back up and try and remember which one went where. And these just simply slide back into that groove. I've never seen anything like this vacuum that doesn't take any kind of, no screws, no nothing. If you don't know which side goes where, look at your lettering. So, there we go. Make sure it works just fine. Work it back and forth a little bit. See that ratcheting action?